Comes in a box, pretty secure, didn't have any issues with any broken parts or pieces or anything. It has an owner's manual here, which has a few recipes in the back and some, of course, instructions on how to take care of your mill and what to do. One thing I wanted to point out, if Wondermill, if you watch this, you have Wondermill operating instructions, and their first instruction is clean separator cup lid and wipe away all moisture. Well, it took me a while to figure out what they meant by the separator cup lid. They aren't real clear about what that is. And I finally figured out, after inspecting this whole part, nothing comes apart, I couldn't figure it out. It's a piece that's in here. This is the canister where your flour ends up. And I'm kind of full of flour here, so I'm going to make a mess. But the separator cup is this piece here. And it's just a cup that comes apart like that, and they want you to wash that and make sure it's very dry before you put it back together. And it took me a while before I figured that out. Maybe that's obvious, but it wasn't to me. The cup just slides right on there. It kind of snaps in place. There's some arrows here, some arrow stickers here that mark where that cup goes to line it up. And this is the actual mill. You put the grain in here. Let me show you what that funnel looks like, because I like the way they have that set up. It's completely, everything goes down to the center, and it has this roof, I guess, or this little lid that prevents anything from bouncing out. Sometimes the wheat will be bouncing in there. But in my other mill, I always had to push the last little bit of grain down into the wheels, otherwise it wouldn't take it all. Whereas this one, everything gets sucked right down in without any problem at all. Then there's a hole right here on this side that the canister hooks onto, and it's just a bowl with a lid. There's a filter on the top here, and that filters out any dust from coming out of the canister, and they provide an extra one for you in case you need it. So that'll need to be cleaned every once in a while. This goes into this hole here, and I warned my boys, you can't run this without the canister, because I'm sure they would think it was pretty funny to blow flour all over. Not allowed. So anyway, you put the canister in like that, and you put your grain in here. This grinds it up and spits it out into your canister. It's really pretty, looks like it's going to be pretty easy to take care of. They have 3 flour settings. They have a pastry and bread and coarse. I'm interested to see how that pastry setting does, if it gets my flour any finer than what my old mill does. I haven't really compared it yet. But I have some dinner roll recipes that are always a little bit heavy, and I'm wondering if I use a pastry grind on it, if that'll make my rolls be a little bit lighter. It'll be interesting to see. So I wanted just to do a little review and maybe a comparison to my old mill that I've been using for quite some time now, and show you the differences and show you how they compare. Now, this mill here, I've actually never seen one like it before I got it. I picked it up. The cool thing is I picked it up at an old farm auction. I started bidding on it, and I told myself I'm going to bid up to 100 and then I'll stop, because I didn't know if it worked or not. And the bidding stopped at 20 bucks. So I paid 20 bucks for this mill. It's an Excalibur mill. It's beautiful. It's wood. It looks really pretty on my counter. So that's what I've been using. And then I got the opportunity to check out one of the Wondermills. And this mill I got yesterday. I really like it. I tried it out, and I thought I would just compare the two. Mainly I was comparing them for speed. Now, I haven't done this yet, so I'm really curious to see how it's going to work out. I'm pretty sure this one's going to be faster than that one, but we'll see how it goes. Now, I've got 2 cups of wheat here. This mill here, I can go ahead and dump the wheat in before I turn it on. This is the way I've been doing it for years. I don't have a book with this, so if that's the wrong thing, then it still works for me. The Wondermill has a couple of parts here. This is the lid. This is where you put the wheat in, the mill. And its specific instructions are you don't put the wheat in until you turn it on. This grinds it, and there's a little tube here, and the flour is spit out into the canister here. So what I'm going to do, see if I can coordinate this, I'm going to turn them both on and then quickly dump in a cup of flour as soon as I can, so that there's not much difference in time. And let's see which one goes through the cup of flour quicker. This mill I have to kind of, when it gets to the end, I have to push all the kernels down into the hole in here because it doesn't feed as nicely as this one. This one I just dump it in and it all goes in there. The way they've got it designed, the grain just automatically goes in. This one gets, some of the grain will get caught and not get down into the grinders. So let's do it and see what happens. Where's my on button? Well, hands down, this one is way, way, way faster. I've still got probably half of my grain in the hopper here for my old Excalibur.